So let's talk about the 8 steps to annual planning. We're about that time of year, and this week marks the launch of the Business on Purpose Annual Prep Week for our clients. Each year at the beginning of November, we guide each of our heroic business owners through a series of repeatable, predictable, and meaningful, what we call RPM steps, to help bring the clarity they need to get their business in shape for this coming year. So each year brings its own swirling mix of headwinds and tailwinds, and the business must be properly prepared and maintained in order to handle the predictable and the unpredictable chaos that's going to come. So there are 8 steps that we guide our owners through to help equip them and their teams with the foundation to lean into their mission for this coming year. First, every business owner, including me, will go review and update their vision story. Now, the vision story is a 7-category outline inviting the owners to detail what the future snapshot of the business looks like, and frankly enables their team to have a clear picture of what they're pushing for. And then all throughout the year, we have vision days to remind ourselves and our team, this is where we're going. This is where we're going. The proverb is self-evident. Where there is no vision, people scatter. Next, each owner will write an annual letter to their business. Even if the business only has a few employees, that's okay. The concept of this annual letter was actually inspired by the Jeff Bezos 1997 shareholder letter that I had read years ago, where he went back and reviewed the prior years, a brief history of Amazon, and his anticipation of what was to come. It was a powerful and insightful little letter to go back and read, in contrast to where Amazon is today. An annual letter works as a reflection, a vision boost, and frankly, a chronicle to history, the business, which is really, really interesting to go back and read. Each owner will then read their letter to the entire team either at the end of this year or at the beginning of next. Hemingway is not the goal, just a simple reflection and anticipation of the business. The third tool of annual preparation is the business's culture calendar. The culture of any organization is simply the growth and culmination of whatever cultural ingredients have been planted. Plant chaos and confusion, and your culture will follow suit. If you plant clarity by way of repetition, predictability, and meaning, your culture will follow suit. A culture calendar is a timeline through the following year showing exactly what ingredients will be installed: team meetings, check-ins, different trainings, birthdays, whatever you want. And when those ingredients will be planted, watered, and fertilized. Now, the 4th, 5th, and 6th tools all have to do with an owner's business financials, taking a past, a present, and a future look into those financials. So reviewing the past will require an owner to make time to review the business balance sheets and the profit and loss statements from prior years, usually 2 or 3 or 4. This is unique. We're actually asking business owners to go back to 18 and 19 as well to bring those in, because those were pre-pandemic P&Ls and balance sheets. We want to see what those look like. These will provide a visual flow of the business finances as the owner moves into the next 2 steps in the financial preparation stage. That next step is to review the present financials. That we ask each owner to go back and see the continuity of what we call their level 2 dashboard. All BOP clients are encouraged to subdivide their bank accounts beyond the 1 or the 2 or 3 accounts typically held by a business. We want to have far more than that. A BOP business will subdivide all receivables into about 5 or 10 different bank accounts, each designated for various business or profit purposes. Now, as these receivables are flushed or swept into those various accounts, a simple spreadsheet template, it's what we call the Level 2 dashboard, tracks the flow of those accounts, giving the owner a helpful snapshot of the water levels of their business so that they understand what those levels are moving forward. Now, during annual preparation, each business owner makes time to review and adjust the percentages they have allocated to each account, ensuring profitability and retained cash for growth. Having a good perspective of what has happened and what is happening, owners will now run a simple exercise of determining a helpful budget that will guide them in decision-making throughout the next year. That's the 6th step. It's a fiscal map of sorts, reminding the owner and the team of how much they're going to allocate to certain activities for the coming year. We talk all the time about the reality that for business owners, life and business necessarily intersect. So in the final steps of BOP Prep Week, we invite each owner to go home and have some necessary planning conversations with the people they share that home with. The 7th and often toughest and yet most productive conversation is a guided discussion around personal finances called the financial barn. The exercise allows the owner and their spouse to walk through every area of generosity, spending, and investment that will be flowing in and out of their home finances in the upcoming year. Now, it will be uncomfortable, and yet it's healthy and good. Finally, with the 8th step comes the less than exciting work of legacy planning. Actually, I do think it can be exciting, as we ask each owner to connect with their advisory professionals to begin to audit and discuss the legacy and protection issues of insurance, financial advisory, legal and estate, and so on. With business ownership comes increasing risk of exposure and the need for planning and protection. Unfortunately, most business owners never make the time for these important steps in their annual planning, but we know you're different and that you'll make a decision to make the time to build a business on purpose, because life and business necessarily intersect. You need some help? Hey, just reach out to us, mybusinessonpurpose.com/contact.